But if the payoff's not going to be at WrestleMania, which I don't think it will be because there's rumors of this whole John Cena mixed tag match with Nikki, I don't really understand what the point was for this match then. If this wasn't the blow off for the feud. I mean, you saw him continue the next night on Smackdown or 2 nights later, but...
Yeah, and then next week they're doing a Falls Count Anywhere. I think.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, so then there you go. There's the payoff for it, but to me, the payoff should be the pay-per-view, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like...
backwards booking.
You're Monday Nitro booking, right? Where you watch pay-per-view and then Tony Schiavone tells you to tune into Nitro the next
Nitro as the credits come up, yeah. So I would have liked it better if the Falls Count match was the pay-per-view, but I thought this match for what it was actually very clean for these two. So.
Yeah, I think it was bad. I mean, I think the storyline at least has some heat to it, so people are interested in I think, the characters. But, and the finish was a little bit of a cop-out, but... yeah, we'll see. I think they could have a good match on SmackDown next week at Falls Count Anywhere. So.
Yeah, who do you get to win?
I don't know. I think. Well, we'll see. I guess if they're going to move into the whole mixed tag thing, I could see like Maurice or somebody costing Nikki the match and Natalya winning, and then moving in that direction. If they're not going to do that, then I think Nikki will win.
I think Natalya should get the win. She hasn't won a match in God knows how long. That led us to the battle of, the family, I guess, the Wyatt family. It was Randy Orton and Luke Harper. This match got a lot of time. Went about 17, 18 minutes. I like the match. Joe and I, as well as BK, we've been having discussions about this a lot recently. I'm a big fan of Luke Harper. I think he did get a chance to showcase. I think I'm mostly a fan of his moveset. He's got a lot of high impact moves that look good. He's a big guy that can move very well. I don't think there was really any doubt going in. Well, I should say there wasn't any doubt, but I think the betting odds were with Randy Orton in this one. Although I feel like Luke Harper really needed this win, kind of to solidify himself as a main event player, which he's now going to be forward on SmackDown, so I don't think him beating Randy Orton would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, we talked about it, I think, on our predictions last week. What do you do here, right? Orton's going to the, quote-unquote main event of WrestleMania.
Is he? Are you
match.
Sure?
Well, yeah, I think so. So... so it's like, and he just had lost to Cena on SmackDown the week before. So it's like, can you have him lose again? Probably not. But Harper, if you're going to break him off into a singles competitor, then he needs to get wins. So it's kind of tough to have him lose as well. But they ended up having Orton win. And the story,
safe
I guess...
bet, right? I guess a safe bet was Orton.
Yeah,
to Vince McMahon, at least.
And I think the idea was, it seemed like commentary was pushing that, Harper hung in there with the guy who's like a 13 or 12-time, whatever it is, world champion that he is, and like all this type of stuff to try to get him, a little more over even in defeat.
Yeah, the underdog story, right?
Yeah, so I think that was the idea. But we talked about it a couple days ago, and I've been waiting for 3 days.
Oh God!
For your star rating for this match, as per the Luke Harper conversation that we had earlier in the week.
Right.
Because we're the kind of guys that have Luke Harper conversations during the week. So
Monday morning quarterback, right?
So have you settled on a star rating for this match?
I actually went 3.5.
Okay.
Where'd you go?
Like 3.25.
Okay.
So
you got to be that guy with 3 3/10, 3 9/47. Okay.
I mean, a quarter is a perfectly reasonable,
fraction. I guess it is.
There's a coin.
Yeah, so we're on
quarter. So I mean, I don't think it's that.
We're close to on the same page. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Luke Harper makes his presence known like a little bit later, but we'll get there. Why don't you take the helm in this next match?
Naomi defeated Alexa Bliss to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Match was like about 8-9 minutes long.
I'm face palming right now.
I was not a huge fan of this in any aspect.
You were not a fan of Alexa Bliss's entrance?
What was it?
Were you a fan of Alexa Bliss's entrance?
I don't know that I remember it. Was it something that she did that was memorable?
Yeah, she was Alexa Bliss. That's the only thing.
Okay. Yeah, then that I liked.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the match was okay. Not great. I mean, I think Naomi is a very athletic wrestler, so she does some cool stuff, and Alexa's not bad as well. I mean, the match was fine. It wasn't bad at all. I just am not a fan of the booking decision here. So I just didn't know why Naomi would win the title here, right? They're trying to say that she's going to go to WrestleMania in her hometown as the women's champion. Why not have her win the title in her hometown as women's champion at the biggest show of the year? I don't get that. I don't get. So I don't know why they couldn't have just left it on Bliss here. Maybe she like cheated or got DQ'd or something, and they could have worked towards
Mickey
whatever.
James come out or something like that.
Yeah, like I don't know what the ultimate match is going to be at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship, but even if it's a multi-person match, to have them in there and like Naomi could still win, in that match. Like I didn't really understand the point of it, so it's just a little confusing. And I thought Alexa Bliss was doing a nice job as the champion, even though I don't think many people expected her to have it at this point, but she was doing okay. And they just took it off her at the show. I didn't really get that part of it, so it was a little confusing.
Especially because this feud has only been built over the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty new. I just thought it would be a walk.
There was no chase, The other issues I have, Naomi is very athletic and she does cool moves, but there's a certain element of psychology that I feel like is missing. She messed up the split-legged moonsault twice. Mm-hmm. Once, I think Alexa Bliss was supposed to roll out of the way and she overshot it, so Naomi hit the split-legged moonsault on Alexa Bliss's back, and then Alexa Bliss completely no-sold it and got up and did something. So that was error 1, and then error 2, the finish. Like her timing was off, and she wound up hitting Alexa Bliss like on her knees, thigh. It took away from the finish of the match, and I like you. I don't see why you need to put the title on her right now, but it is what it is, and it's something different. So that led us to the Elimination Chamber. It was Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, The Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Baron Corbin and John Cena. Now, this match going in, I had predicted John Cena. We both had Bray Wyatt, obviously.
Yes.
I had predicted John Cena was going to lose first, and I think you had him last, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so you're both wrong. It was important. I think it was important for this match to have John Cena not be the last guy pinned, to add that element of we have a new champion. And I think they definitely delivered when Bray Wyatt got the pin on John Cena clean after his sister Abigail, and everybody was like, the place erupted in the holy S chants. And at that point, I knew AJ Styles or Bray Wyatt was going to be my champion, and I kind of felt like a sense of peace, Like I just woke up from a long nap. Like I thought everything was going to be okay.
Again, I was confused with the booking on this match. So here's my questioning behind it. Why would you take the title off of AJ Styles 2 weeks before this?
Yes.
Only to have him then be the last guy eliminated in the Elimination Chamber. If you were going to have him be the last guy eliminated, then he should have just kept the title for another 2 weeks. Like, I don't understand that at all. So I don't know why Cena won it at the Rumble, where he quote-unquote tied Ric Flair's record, and then lost immediately in a tag match, I think, on the 2 days later. Beat Randy Orton in a one-on-one match the following week, and then lost it in the Chamber as like the second to last guy out. So I think that's ineffective to me. Like, I don't know what the use of John Cena was there. Like, he shouldn't have been the second to last guy out. Makes no sense. So either he should have been the last guy out, or like should have gone out very early, like you said, to like have it actually mean something. Like, I didn't get it. And then the crowd was kind of weird after he got knocked out, because then it was Styles and Bray, and I don't think people knew what to do.
They were cheering for both. There was like AJ. It was like "Let's go Styles," Bray Wyatt chants back and forth. Yeah. So you don't have an issue with the booking of Bray Wyatt winning this match. You have an issue with the booking of them leading up to this match.
Mainly, yeah. I mean, so I
can agree with that. I think I misinterpreted. I thought you had an issue with Bray Wyatt winning.
No, I don't mind him as the champion. Now, like, if it was up to me, would I have made him the champion at this show? No, but I don't really necessarily have a problem with it. I just think the way that they did it with the order just doesn't make sense. Like, the whole use of Cena, I guess, doesn't make sense. Like, they just left it on Styles for another 2 weeks, and then had him lose it here at the end, and then you could have went in a different direction after that. But instead, they went the direction they did. It just doesn't, stuff like that. I don't like the title like bouncing around a lot either. Like, that kind of annoys me. So like Styles had it, like, it kind of settled for a little while, then he lost it. 2 weeks later, Cena loses it to Wyatt, and now Wyatt might lose it in 6 weeks at WrestleMania. So it's like I don't really like that either. So that's the kind of stuff that kind of bugs me.
The match itself, I thought was fantastic. I thought it was a great Elimination Chamber. It was different than years before. There was padding on the outside, so you could do spots on it. It wasn't just pure steel, so like you can't take bumps off of it. I think AJ Styles really stole the show. Frankly, I was just really disappointed that Dean Ambrose didn't win the title. I was really hoping he was going to make it to the final. I'm just kidding. That's all. I love what they're doing with Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose. I think it's good to get Dean Ambrose out of the main event title picture where he doesn't need to be there right now. He could do things with the IC title, but he has to remember that he has the IC title, much like Jericho needs to remember that he has the U.S. heavyweight title. But if that's going to lead us to Baron Corbin versus Dean Ambrose at Mania, which I think it will, I'm all for that, and I think they should probably put the title on Baron Corbin if they want to really propel him to the next level. So The Miz also played his role perfectly in this match. I can't stress enough how god-awful the Miz strikes are, though. They are atrocious, deplorable, disgusting, and an embarrassment. Now, BK made a good point. He said, Miz is the only real heel lately, and I agree with him. But he's like, how funny is it that the Miz is a heel because he's not a good wrestler? That's really why people boo him. And I guess that he makes a good point. Not that he's not a good wrestler, but that he's not... Like, if he was a better wrestler, he wouldn't be as good of a heel and as booed. And I was like, that's a really good point. So I'm not expecting him to come out there and throw, like, real deal strikes. And can he just connect on the corner dropkick? He's off by, like, a foot every time. It just drives me insane. But I still like The Miz. And I thought his facial expressions and stuff like that were classic when Baron Corbin was waiting for him in the ring. And it was good to see John Cena get pinned clean. So...
Yeah, I mean, the match itself was good. I thought they did a lot of. It was a new chamber, yep. So it was kind of different dimensions and the padding, like you said. So it allowed them to do some different things. I think the top of the pods where the wrestlers were in were they had like something on it. They made it easier for wrestlers to do spots off of that. So it was kind of more.
I think they all had GoPros too. Everybody had GoPro.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
So it was good that they built it that way, and I think it paid off. So match itself was good. What did you think of the pay-per-view overall?
It's really like a one-match show with a lot of filler and nothing terrible, nothing amazing. So, because of the chamber itself, I'm going to go B-.
Okay. I gave it a C.
You gave it a C. Is it because there wasn't enough Dean Ambrose?
Charleston Chew. No. There was any Dean Ambrose is too much for me.
You got to stop with the blind hatred.
It's not blind.
What?
I've been watching this guy for years now.
Yeah, but blind. Any Dean Ambrose is too much for you?
It's a little too much for me.
He didn't even wrestle on Smackdown.
Did he? I don't know. He was supposed to wrestle Ellsworth, right? And then Corbin came out and had beaten him up.
Now I want nothing more than more Dean Ambrose.
So you just want to spite me, is what you're telling me.
I just want you to not be such a hater of Ambrose.
I didn't say I was a hater.
You said not a fan. Any Dean Ambrose is too much Ambrose.
It's a little much for me, this guy.
He did hit me. He popped me with a good line on SmackDown. I forget what it was. He said in the back. It was funny. It was regarding Carmella and I don't remember.
Couldn't have been that good.
It was actually probably better than Seth Rollins said this week. But whatever. Let's talk about your buddy Seth Rollins on Monday Night Snore.
Was he even on Monday Night Raw this week?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. He's got a torn up knee.
Yeah. All right. Monday Night Raw. This was an interesting show. It started with this is the Seth McMahon promo, right? And then Seth McMahon and then Roman Reigns came out and
turn the Ranger game on at this point.
Yeah, I
came back and they had a handicap match.
Damn, this Stephanie McMahon stuff every single week. I don't want to watch it. I really don't want to watch Monday Night Raw. And a quick aside, we were talking about me, BK, and Joe. We were talking about our top 10 favorite wrestlers that we like to watch right now. Not best, not the greatest, but the ones that we really like to watch right now. And the way I thought about it was, if I had these guys on a wrestling card, whose matches would I not miss? And I made my list, and I'm not going to get into the whole list, but I looked down at it, and there was not one person from Monday Night Raw on the list. I didn't do it on purpose, but I think that just speaks to how poor of a show Raw really is. And a main reason is your GM, Stephanie McMahon. I think her and Foley are not. They're just not. Nothing. there's very little enjoyable on Raw. Luckily this week there were some bright spots, but